Happy Friday. Market Movers is here. Shorter slate, a lot to talk about. Sorry for the delay. Betting some tennis. Jay Smooth, what's up, buddy?
Oh, the usual. Yeah. Sorry, everyone can go back to living normally now. We are back. We are here. Um, we got the Sims pulled up. We'll bring them up in just a second. But yeah, Friday night, Friday afternoon. It is gonna be snowing all weekend in New York, Mike. I'm doing stuff all day, but like by the time it's 5 o'clock, I might be trapped in my apartment. So we'll see how this weekend goes. But yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting little day. We have like 17 games on the slate. I'm just going to pull up all of my stuff and we'll get going here. So, I mean, it's actually like the games aren't crazy, right? We're not seeing like anything like too nuts in terms of like big names. There's like no power conferences. I mean, I guess you could call the Mountain West like kind of close. They're like a top 10 conference in the nation, but I mean, that's pushing it. But yeah, let's get right to it. Hopefully your mic works. That'd be cool. But bear with us if anything happens. So let's just go through it. We'll run through each game, give our thoughts, talk about any plays that we're making, and check if there's been any market movement. But all right, let's get right to it. Buffalo, Ohio, man. This isn't a small game. You're muted. You're Jay smoothing yourself right now. So it's not even your mic. Yeah. Now it's your mic. This thing's a pain in the ass. I can't hear you at all. I don't know. Maybe they can. Hold on. Maybe my audio is fucked up. I'm cursing now. I don't know. Can you guys hear Mike?
Switch to this microphone, but it's going to pick up a ton of background noise.
Okay. Let's do that then, because I couldn't hear you.
So yeah, it's a kind of an ugly day. I still ran the Sims and got some things spit out. I know you want to talk about Buffalo, Ohio. That's a game that teams you always want to talk about. We have the rare Fresno Boise State tie in the simulations. This happened like a week or so ago where I had dead even tie. Let's start with Buffalo and Ohio. I make this one -3. I believe when I glanced at it, it was 3.5. So I had a slight lean towards Ohio. I was kind of expecting this one to be closer to a pick'em in the Sims, to be honest with you. I thought I was going to have more value to bet on Ohio than I do. But I want to check the total. I think that there was a slight edge on the total on this one.
Yeah, you have like a 4-point edge on the over here today.
Yeah.
So, I probably agree. Buffalo's a good scoring offense in the sense that they're like a great offensive rebounding team. They're going to get a lot of second chance points. They're big. Ohio, a little bit more of a shooting team, shoots a little bit more from outside the arc. If you think shots are going to fall and you think this is going to be a fast one, I definitely like it. I gotta pull up my iPad here. Ohio on the road hasn't been great on overs, but my guess is that these teams can play some fast-paced games. It's gonna be like right there. It's gonna be right there at that 150 point. And I mean, we saw if it's a tight game or anything close, we might see some fouling late. I think 150 is probably pretty sharp. I'd probably pass. I think we're going to find bigger edges, right? Like I'm not going to, it's a small slate, lines can be a little sharper today. There's less like room for the books to make mistakes. So I'd probably wait for some bigger ones. So yeah.
Cool. Can you hear me now still?
Yeah. You're doing well. If I look confused at the screen, Mike, you'll know.
Beautiful.
All right, let's talk. Yeah, man. This was like my storyline today. This is interesting. Boise 7-0 in the conference so far. Played their last 6 games in the last 2.5 weeks. So this is their 7th game in like 16 days or something. Their legs might give out a little bit today, is maybe my concern. On the road at Fresno looking for that revenge game. Boise beat Fresno in Boise by 10 points about at the end of December, about a month ago. So my guess is that Fresno has this one circled. They want to get this win.
Sure.
you have a pick 'em. And then Fresno's getting 2 points at home. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, I lean with Fresno. And like you said, tired legs. shoot, offensive efficiency could take a hit. Obviously, defensive efficiency can as well, but I do lean towards the under here. I have this one to 114.6. I believe this number has ballooned up to like 119. I want to say it opened at like 116 if I remember looking at it. So I'm definitely on the opposite side of where the market is moving this one. Do you have any take on the total other than obviously 119 is still a super low number?
Yeah. It's
I
a
still lean
very
under
low
though.
number. It's a very low number. I look, these teams are defensive teams. Boise 5-14 in 19 games on the total. Like, that's crazy. That's pretty strong. I mean, you're probably taking this. It's going to be tough to hit this under. That's what that reads to me, right? Like 5-14 means they hit a lot of unders. They go under whatever number Vegas is saying. So you're probably going to keep getting numbers shaded towards the unders here.
For sure.
I probably lean overs. I think Fresno can probably speed it up. Boise does like to slow it down though. I wouldn't touch it. But I'd go contrarian, and I'd probably lean over. I know you lean under, but it's tough.
Well, there's
only one thing to do when we lean on opposite sides.
I cannot take this bet, Mike. I can't take a bet. That's
on under 119. You get the over 119.
No.
All right.
No. Last time I said no,
let the record show that you were afraid of a donkey showdown on a 119 total.
No. We're gonna find a better line for a donkey showdown.
That was a great line for my position. So let's go. What's the next game?
All right. You want to know what? Fine. I mean, I'll run you a donkey. I think I have one of yours, so I can't really say no, right? Because I'm up 2-1. I think I have to accept, right? All right, that's fine. Donkey. Let me make sure that I can't get a better. Fine. 119 is fine. Let's go. Let's get 120 points in this game. I don't love the line. I'm not going to bet anything more than a donkey on it. So don't be like, oh, Justin, I took the play that you said against Mike and I lost my rent payment. I'm not going to have any.
Don't do that.
They don't do that. But a small donkey bet here. I will send you a flunk donkey if it stays under 119 points. Deal. All right. Next game on the list is Air Force Wyoming. I have a play on this. I hadn't seen your sims because you're posting them in the middle of the day now. And I still liked it. So I always like when my takes agree with you. I mean, not a huge edge here. Oh no, that was a pretty big one. I'm confusing it with the other one.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. I got a 7.5. It's moving to around 8, but you can you can still get 7.5. Cool. Yeah, this is one of my plays today. I'm all Mountain West today, Mike. So yeah, you can even find -7 on DraftKings. I love it. That's a nice line. So I think that they're just going to get this done. Air Force has had trouble. They lost to Colorado State by 20 at home. Their defense has been nice. But I think this Wyoming offense is just a little bit too good. It looks like you kind of agree here, right? Because you have Wyoming limiting Air Force as the reason why they win by more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? You lean with me? You like it? Like,
yeah, I mean, I definitely lean that way. Wherever the sim is, that's where I'm going to be on games like that. Honestly, I don't have a strong take on it. So it's nice to see that the sim lines up with the position that you want to take on it. So definitely backing it up. That's definitely the way I would lean.
Yep, I agree. I think this should be a good one. Wyoming is a strong team. They should be vying for that second, third spot in this conference. They definitely want to make the tournament. They're playing like they belong there. They really are. They're playing like a top 50 team right now. So I'd love to see them get in. They need wins like this. And I think that any wise coach knows they can't be losing to Air Force, and they probably need to cover the spread and win in a dominant fashion to continue to bolster their resume. I think they come out hungry here and try to get a good win in the conference. This game's interesting. Purdue, Fort Wayne, Northern Kentucky, man. These teams, I don't know. What do you make of this one, Mike? I'll let you start because this is a funky one.
I mean, I'll take the dog if I had to. I'll take Purdue, Fort Wayne. I make them plus 1.2. Market's all the way up to 3 in most spots. Very slight lean toward under, but don't feel great about either one
Caesars
of them.
has +4, Mike. So that's some good value. BetMGM is +3.5. So that Caesars honestly line is pretty nice. If you're going to play it, I definitely recommend that. Now, I don't know. I don't know if we're really trusting Action App money distributions, but it says that the money is on Northern Kentucky, but the bet percentage is on IPFW, which kind of makes sense to me. It feels like this is like a little bit of a trap to take IPFW on the road. They're still 2-5 in road games, so I could see them losing this. And then this is a smaller spread. I don't know. We'll see. I can definitely see this being tight. I could definitely see. Actually, they beat Northern Kentucky in December of last year, December 4th. They beat them by 14 at NKU. And now they're still underdogs. I don't know how much has changed. I probably agree with you, honestly. But NKU's playing some decent ball. I guess it's not hard to play decent ball against IUPUI and UIC. This conference trash. This conference is trash. It's hard to evaluate teams on their recent play because anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
Let's hit the next game, because this is a classic one where I think you have a little Twitter gif of this. Model says the wrong team is favored in this one, Justin.
Yeah. I saw that.
Pick'ems. Do you agree or disagree with it? Because I know you have kind of your pulse on this these kind of teams here.
As much as one can have the pulse on these teams, I try. Where is this game?
It's the next game on there, right under.
I'm looking for it on Action. So Siena +1.5 is definitely good value. I think them winning by 1 is what I have as well. This is almost a play. I think, honestly, in terms of how they played recently, Siena is definitely playing better, right? Siena did not have. They were on a road trip. They played their last 3 games on the road. They kind of collapsed, which is okay because they're coming home. They've been nice at home. They beat Fairfield at home. They were underdogs by +4. I think Niagara could be walking into a trap here. They beat Marist at home. They beat High Point at home. They covered their last those 3 games. Oh no, they beat Marist on the road. Okay, never mind. I still think this is the right play. Siena +1.5. I think this one probably couldn't make it as one of those market movers plays. So I think we can take this one today. Siena +1.5 looks nice. Now, here's an interesting thought for you, Mike. When you see something like this, do you like the money line too, or do you want that 1.5 point? Like, where do you fall on like such a small spread? Because we're only really getting a win condition on a 1 point loss, right? So, do you prefer to take value on the money line that you can get +105 right now?
If you're getting +105, take the money line, assuming that you're having to lay -110 on the +1.5. I would lean towards the money line at +105, but they're close.
Yeah, I mean it's decent value. It's decent value. But again, I think you have to think about the way these games usually go. It's kind of hard to have games to land on one. Like, it will happen, and I'm sure now that I'm saying it won't, it will. That's kind of how it's been going. Yesterday I made a pick on a game that hadn't seen a total over 159 points in 10 years, and what happened. But well, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about no point shaving, but that was some suspect stuff with techs and fouls on 3-point shooters from the winning team. Oof. But anyway. I think this is probably a good Siena play. I'll go throw a little unit on it. Maybe this can be a market movers play for the day for sure. We were 2-1 last time. Mike had that total that literally creeped over by like 1 point or something. And we got High Point.
All right, Boston U, Colgate.
Nice,
fun one here. I've got some edges on both. Another game where I have an edge on both the side and the total. I'm leaning Boston U. You can grab them +2.5 to +3 in the market, and I lean on the over on this one. Do you agree, disagree? Any thoughts?
Man, I mean, I'm with you on the side. Definitely. I think we could back-to-back market movers plays, 2 p.m. day game. This might honestly make it onto Sports Line. This is a chance. I got to look into it a little bit more. But at 2.5 now, I don't know. I like Boston to win at home, 6-3 at home, Colgate 3-9 on the road. Like, it's just not been that type of season for Colgate, and they still have the recognition from the tournament run. They're still getting a little bit of name brand love. People who don't really pay attention to this conference haven't been watching the 14-8 Boston University team and this 8-10 Colgate team. So I think there's a reason for it. I like getting the 2.5 at home. I mean, if you could find 3, that'd be superb. But yeah, 2.5. Maybe wait to the end because clearly it's moved from 1.5 last night. But
For sure.
I mean, 2.5 is I feel like the market's moving a little bit the wrong way. I mean, look, if you have 1.5 here, I mean, I shouldn't put the curse on the screen probably, but if you have 1.5 here, I wouldn't be upset, right? You still have a better number than the market. I wouldn't like go running the other way. I'd probably just hold your ticket because it could finish on 2, like, and you'd be fine. But 2.5, like, again, I think the model taking it, I definitely like that number now. I'm not rushing to go bet this game. Like, it wasn't a pick for me last night. I reviewed every single game. So yeah, probably a small non-model play on those, both of those. But yeah, both underdogs in this. Are these the same conference? So this is the Patriot, right? So this Patriot League game, and then Siena is I can't never remember that. No, they're MAC. They're the Metro Atlantic. Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
One of your favorites, Cleveland State, Wright State.
This is an interesting one. This one's going to be close. Cleveland State, I don't really have a lot of faith in terms of winning games. I think they keep games close. They haven't really been like a definitive winning team. They were last year. I probably think Wright State gets it done, but I know the model disagrees. Neither team has been that spectacular this year, but Wright State is 6-1 at home. They've only dropped 1 game, and that is normally a decent, like, telling trend in my opinion. I know you're not a big trend guy, but like when the team is 6-1 at home and just doesn't lose games at home that much, I tend to think that that's a pretty good statistic.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't have a ton of, if you asked me to pick that game before I ran anything, I would have told you to play Wright State.
Right.
But
I think, Cleveland State's definitely playing better ball but they've still failed to cover their last 4 appearances. But Wright State, again, man, I don't want this. This is
let's move on then.
Yeah, this is such a gross conference. Anyway, next game. So we're going to talk about Marist Quinnipiac. So this is an interesting one. I lean Quinn. I don't really have much of another take. I know you lean towards the over. I think that's probably the best play.
Yeah. I think it's a decent look on the over in this one personally. Yeah. So other than that, I'm not touching the sides at
Quinnipiac's been slow at home. Only 1 over at home this year. If you care for those things, they've had all 5 of their last games go under. So again, maybe you're getting really good value. Maybe that's why we're seeing a 4-point difference. So I wouldn't be shocked to see an over. It's probably due at this point, right? Like, you've had like 9 games at home and only 1 has gone over. Like, this could be an offensive firefight a little bit here. I wouldn't be shocked if Quinnipiac gets hot. So, but I do like
the next one we got to talk about because it fits that criteria on the total that has been absolutely a money printing machine. Yes. The total on this game at DraftKings right now is 134 and a half. That's what I'm seeing.
Wow.
Basically that standard 10-point edge, which never really happens. I say never really, but it seems to happen.
We go every week.
Every week we have at least one of them. They all hit. Some of them unders, some of them overs. This one,
I have 132 and a half.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just totally ridiculous. I think you have to play it. Where are you getting 132 and a half?
My local book. You want me to put a bet down for you?
No, I'm going to see if I can find it on one of mine. I'm going to play it out of principle because the model's been so.
I'm seeing 133 consensus. I think 132 and a half is probably out there. But let's see what the other reputable models are making this one. 128 in SAG. Oh, no, that's the wrong game. My apologies to scare everybody. 133 for Sagarin. Peters, let's see. Today. Yeah, a lot of other models have it a little lower. 135 from Torvik. D ratings has 126. I think. Look, I think that your model probably has an edge for a reason. Let's see what's his name. What Ken Palman has here. Yeah, everyone's going to be on that 134 level, but it's interesting to see models coming in at 128 and Vegas putting this line where it is, right?
Yeah.
Because if you had some of these better models, because Torvik and Sagarin are models that are normally on point. So to see them coming in at around 128, Haslametrics has 135. I think there's probably some interesting reason here. Let's investigate. St. Peter's has been, first of all, yeah, St. Peter's been a money machine. 8-1 against the spread this year is crazy. Interesting.
Where are you finding you said, I'm trying to look at I haven't looked at the other models, but you said Haslametrics has what?
135. 135.8. Yeah, very interesting. I mean, look, these St. Peter's just went over this number in their last game by like a point.
You're on the wrong team, man.
Am I?
Yeah. Stony Brook and New Hampshire.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's why I think you're reading different names to me. It's Stony Brook.
I am. Thank you. It's Friday. It is the weekend for me. That is amazing. Thank you very much. I should have I don't know how that happened. That was just a little dyslexic moment there, brought to you by a long work week. Thank you very much for this sponsorship.
So now you go consult the models and see what everyone else has here. This one is the one where I'm still way above.
Yeah.
Definitely playing.
My bad, guys. That's embarrassing. Yeah. So I'm not talking about New Hampshire. I'm talking about Stony Brook. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, Hasla has 140 there. So a little bit more agreement there. 133. Torvik 138. Okay, so some good value here too. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do about that New Hampshire bet I just put down, but it's whatever.
What New Hampshire bet do you talk about? This is New Hampshire.
I know, but I took the wrong. I don't know. I'm having a good one today, Mike. Is my microphone working? Can I just shut this off?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is a good play. This is nice. New Hampshire here. 135. Interesting. I wish I had gotten 132 on this.
Yep. I'm going to look on FanDuel quickly to see what I can find over there, but I'm going to play it just because it's been dynamite. Well, yeah, DraftKings is likely going to have the best price on this. Perfect. 134.5. We're in.
Nice. I like it.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's an extra game. Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Harvard. You want to talk about Harvard? You love talking about
the Harvard's like this is an interesting game because I feel like this is a battle for like what's going to be third place in the Ivy League. These teams are kind of both playing behind Princeton and Yale. I don't know. This Ivy League's an interesting one this year. I do think Harvard probably gets it done at home. I don't know about covering. What does the model say here? You have it.
Another over. Had probably 3 or 4 overs today. Only one real or 2 unders, I guess. But this one's definitely another meaningfully big edge on the over in this Harvard game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think these teams can put up points. I think it's going to be a more offensive battle. This is a conference that's always a little bit more offensive. So I tend to agree with you. Harvard should be better on their home floor. I think that they can definitely get this done. A 7-point edge is pretty nice. I mean, we already have like 3 market movers plays right now with the Stony Brook, New Hampshire over, the Boston College, and the Siena. So are we going with 4? Do we want to make this another one? Because I definitely agree.
Yeah, take the over on Harvard and Penn. 139 and a half. The 2 numbers I've seen.
Yeah, it's a nice number. I think it should be able to get there. Let's do it. All right, next game on the list. Fairfield Ryder. Oh man, this is a fascinating one to me. Ryder has just been like kind of garbage this year, but they're hard to figure out. I actually have a play on Fairfield because I just don't trust Ryder at all.
Yeah. I definitely lean that way. Minus 3 and a 6, the 3.6 in the Sims. You can get Fairfield on DraftKings right now, minus 2.5 plus 100. Yeah, that's where I would lean.
I agree. I think that's probably a nice play. I have a non-model play on it already. If you want to tail me on it, go for it. I think they get it done. I just do not really trust Ryder at all. And I'm willing. They kind of bit me last time. I think they covered in their last game. But before that, they hadn't been very good. So I think they probably get back to their normal. And Fairfield takes care of this. Lehigh Holy Cross is really not a game I even paid much attention to. This is just Lehigh's actually been playing decently this year. If I do remember correctly, they are having a decent year. Any thoughts here? It's -5. You have -5, and you're spot on the total basically too.
Am I spot on the total? Okay.
Yeah, it's 140. Yeah.
Do what?
It's 140. So like the slightest lean to the over,
okay.
but nothing
Got it.
significant.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty hard pass. I would lean Lehigh. They are playing pretty well in the conference. They have covered their last 3 games against Army, BU, and Navy, which is pretty impressive, winning 2 of the 3 as underdogs on all of them. So I don't know. This might be a Lehigh stays hot pick. Holy Cross has dropped their last 3 games, and they just played Lehigh at Lehigh and lost by 8. So honestly, if you believe in standard 3-point home court flip, so it would be a 6. You would expect 6 points less for Lehigh. It could be Holy Cross. I'd probably stay away from this one.
Yeah, nothing for me there. Manhattan, St. Peter's. I think this is the game you wanted to talk about earlier.
This is the game my brain thought we were talking about without us, even mentioning, which was great. Really, I'm really on point today on a after a nice long week of betting. But okay, that's good. That's why I bet at night. Then anyway, yeah, I don't know about this one. St. Peter's, like I said, been a money machine. 8-1 against the spread, 6-point line. What do we think here, Mike? Are we going with it?
Another in these conferences, it's another lean on the over on this one. Next game we'll talk about should probably be it's going to be a slight lean on the over here, but not enough for me to. I don't trust. I don't trust the spot that much personally.
I think it's probably St. Peter's again. I don't know. Manhattan actually has been okay, but St. Peter's has historically been winning this one. Apparently, they swept them both the last 2 years. So if you believe in that stuff, like coaching matchups or anything, I don't hate that. St. Peter's again didn't cover against Canisius on the road, but now coming back home. They probably get this done. I don't think how's Manhattan been on the road? I don't know. I don't like this conference. I don't like the Metro Atlantic much. It can have edges, and sometimes you find them in the model, but it's a pretty tricky one to just bet on your gut and everything. So maybe St. Peter's, but probably not. It's a pass.
Big pass for me. Dayton, Rhode Island is kind of interesting, honestly. It's kind of a fun game. I know you like Rhode Island. You at least like their new jerseys. I believe this move, this might have been 5.5 for a minute. It just ticked to 6. And I guess or maybe it was 6.5 and dropped to 6. I'm showing Dayton -6 at -114 on FanDuel currently. If you get this to 5.5 somehow, I have some interest in backing Dayton personally. What do you think here, though?
100% agree. Rhode Island has had trouble on the road. Dayton should have a nice home court advantage here. They have a very passionate fan base. I like them at home. They have they're 8-4 in their own building. Some of those losses recently are not there. It hasn't been happened recently. They beat St. Louis at home, which is a pretty nice win. They beat St. Bonnie's, but I don't know, the Bonnies aren't that same team this year, so maybe ignore that. Fordham covered, but that was I like that Fordham team. And they lost to George Mason really close. And I also like that George Mason team. So I'm not really damning them for any of those losses. I think that, or any of their fails to cover, I think this is probably a good play. I'd maybe even lean under the total. Both these teams are big defensive teams, under teams. What do you have? Do you have a lean on the total here? 124?
Very slight over, I believe.
No,
Or no,
under. You have a slight under. So I like that.
Yep.
I mean, 3 points if you have a gut play, I think it works. So I lean there. I'm not going to make it one of our picks. We already have 4. But all right, a couple more games to go. New Mexico, San Jose State. Ooh, love that you agree with me. I took this morning. It was 9.5. It is now 10 at most books. You have 11. You can still get 9 at Caesars. I don't know. Caesars hanging some favorable numbers on my picks today. Thank you for the love. And fading me, but you have 2.2, almost 2.5 on that line. 2, sorry.
Pretty big edge on total on this one. I'm going over on this one on the total. I do look back at it. I do like the under on the Dayton, Rhode Island game where the model is, but this one is a relatively comfortable over number for me.
Interesting. And would you recommend that play? Is Dayton the lean, or I mean on that? Total,
Dayton's a lean. More of a lean.
Interesting. I have 125 on my book for Dayton. That's interesting. I love this local book, having it in conjunction with like DraftKings. I gotta say, I am a big fan of it. I'm loving it because sometimes the local book is shaded one way and the other book is shaded the other, and it's gorgeous. I love it. I can just shop so much. I missed it. If you're not shopping with books, like you are literally just washing percent points down the drain every day
for sure.
So yeah, but okay. So again, recapping, are we making this over here on this San Jose State?
Yeah, let's make it an over play.
I like it. I think both these teams run up the score for sure.
Yep. Play it.
Let's do it. What else we got left?
Next is Toledo, Akron. 2 more schools that you absolutely love to talk about.
But I stayed off this one. This is tough, man. It is. I think you're paying a price on Toledo right now. You know, they're playing so hot.
I know.
They're playing so hot. I mean,
Model just absolutely loves Toledo
because they're killing it.
I know. They 7.5. I mean, if you want to ride it, just understand I mean, I should be playing it based off the model edge and the total being dead on, but definitely where I lean. I haven't locked it in yet. I'm
so here's some stats on Toledo if anyone's so inclined to listen. So okay, first of all, Hasla has 13, so you're not alone in liking
13?
them. 13.
Wow. I thought mine was crazy at 11-3.
He's, criticism, great system, enjoy using it. Very skewed towards favorites this year. Like I shave a good 2 to 3 points off of his estimations on inflated numbers like that because they're usually too big. And that's kind of like how I do a lot of my analysis, right? Is I analyze how these systems perform, and yeah, Hasla has been a little bit too hard on the favorites, and D ratings is too hard. I mean, not too hard, but too soft on favorites, and D rating is too soft on underdogs. But you learn them as you get used to them. But yeah, I think 11's a very fair line here. Honestly, this might make it for me too. I think they probably get this done. Shot quality is 2.5.
What?
You want to talk about soft on underdogs? That's just not taking recent play into account to me. He does a lot of stuff based, like if you click on his matchups, he's going to talk to you about last year, right? Like he has all this stuff about last year. So I think his system's really cool, and the reviews and how like they do things, but they also, I think they take a little bit too much historical data into account, and that can lead to like these types of predictions. So yeah, I definitely lean Toledo. I'm not sure if I'm going to play it because I think it's just a little bit too much of a trap game almost, but I don't know. Probably the right play.
Colorado State, UNLV.
Ooh,
this one's tight, I think.
Yeah, this is a good line. This is this is an interesting game. I mean, the line's 15. It's ballooned up. It opened at 11.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did not. When I said it was tied, I was meaning tight to the 12-4 that I had. I did not see the movement up to 15.
When did that happen? So that looks like
It's
it
got to be in
happened.
the last 35 minutes.
So
40
it
minutes.
jumped from 13 and a half at 11. Yeah. So it's been in the last 2 hours. And it was when we did the early edge at 9 a.m. this morning, it was 13. It was 12 and a half overnight.
Yeah.
11 and a half open around 9 p.m. last night. So you could have gotten the number by 3.5 points already if you got Colorado State. But I don't know.
Yeah, all I'm
for
saying,
Sunday.
I think my number is accurate on it, 12-4. Not anxious to go bet against the steam on it at this point, but I think that the number where it opened at 11.5 is probably a little more closer to accurate than the current number of 15. Can they cover 15? Absolutely, they definitely can. Still a pretty big number. You see numbers like this a little more like this number's pretty big for the quality of teams that are on the floor.
I agree. How many losses by 15 has UNLV even taken? I guess they did just lose to San Diego State big. That's probably why it's ballooning.
Sure.
But if they can't beat San Diego State, lose by San Diego State by this much, but they're still a good team. And that was the second game between them. They've already been familiar. San Diego State, a really nice defensive squad, probably just planned well for them. I have a hard time seeing. I mean, they lost by 21 to San Francisco, who's like a top mid-major this year.
Wow.
15. I don't know. I think they have kind of faltered against these good teams a bit. UCLA beat them by 22 in the early part of the season. I'd probably stay off personally.
Yeah, I think you got to stay off of it.
Any total love here? You have 145. Do you like that lean, or you kind of are they going to slow it down?
I'm totally off that game. I'm not.
Yeah.
Not
I agree. Both. I mean, Colorado State has only gone over once in its last 10 games. That's crazy. I might be due for an over. Honestly, I might trust the model here a little bit. But I'm leaving that one alone, and then we'll finish off with Monmouth and Canisius, which I'm so happy to see you agree with. I love Monmouth here. I'm on Monmouth. Yeah. It's not a model play for me. It was a non-model play, but I mean, if you're going to be there, I don't know. Who knows? It hasn't moved either. It's been 11.5 all night.
Yeah, it's a big number. No real thought.
Canisius isn't great, but they're not great on the road. 2-7 against the spread on the road. And they have yet to win a road game, so they're definitely. If you want like a donkey parlay today, we definitely want to put Monmouth. We should do that. It's been a while. We only had 17 games. We're already done. Let's put together a good old donkey.
All right.
Well, first, for anybody who's tuning in, so that we can say, all right, go to the end of the show to catch the picks that we have. We have 5 market movers picks today. We are on the over in the Penn Harvard game, 139. The over in the San Jose New Mexico game, 146, or whatever you can get, of course. Over in Stony Brook UNH, over 134.5 there. Then we have 2 underdogs. We're going Boston University plus 2.5. That tips off in like an hour, and Siena plus 1.5. We think that's the wrong team. So those are all on my Action app now.
There you go.
It's making me, oh my gosh. It's not just tracking the bets, you annoying app. It didn't go on my Action, but I will go put that up in a minute. But anyway, let's make a donkey. Let's do it. We can, this app is so annoying. It wants me to like place the bet. I don't want to like place a bet. I just want to track my bet, man. But all right. We're tracking them. I don't know if the numbers will be perfect, but okay. So for the donkey today, we definitely want that Monmouth game. I mean, I think we can't touch Colgate Boston. That could really go either way. Colgate could definitely win that. I don't know. We want to take the big line. So let's take Monmouth, right?
You want Monmouth, you want Toledo.
Definitely want Toledo. You definitely want
Colorado State. Nah, it's a 1,200. Do you really even?
I have 1,000 at DraftKings. I mean, it's gonna give you your 9. It's gonna give you 9%. Like, what are we gonna do? Not take 9%? I don't know. Then we got New Mexico. Definitely should be UNM. That seems like it's kind of a lock. Dayton at home. I mean, if we wanna go into these 250s. I think Dayton at home isn't the worst.
Yep.
Wyoming should win, and I think that's probably okay. Maybe Lehigh and then call it. That's 7. But I think we can stay at 6. So that is a parlay of plus 245 with my Monmouth, Toledo, Colorado State, New Mexico, Dayton, Wyoming. So yeah.
Nice.
Should be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna download the Bet Stamp app. I've heard some
I
nice
have that
things
app.
there. Yeah,
I have that app. And then I heard about Chalkboard. Have you heard about Chalkboard yet? Someone sort of messaged me about that. So and then I know Sleeper app is building something. I've actually been in contact with Sleeper, one of their chief, I don't know, someone who does like growth or something was chatting with me at one point, which is pretty cool. I think they might have something cool coming out. And I like Sleeper's UI. They have good UI. They build decent products. So, but yeah, so that's today's plays. We will be back on Wednesday
next week.
I don't get snowed in this weekend. Getting some good Bet Stamp reviews already, so I might have to switch over. Action's a little fishy, but hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you next time on Market Movers.
See you next time. Catch us over on the Sportsline Early Edge this weekend. I believe we're both on tomorrow morning, like we always are, Saturday mornings. Make sure you tune in there. Pretty fun
fight.
college basketball slate tomorrow.
Mike, put